Hello, welcome to PA 315, Management of the Federal Government here at SDSU Imperial Valley. Uh, Many of you I know and have had in class already, though there's a lot of new faces as well. Look forward to working with you this summer. One thing to pay attention to, as with any summer course, this is just a first session course, so it goes by very quickly. There's just several weeks and we have to cover a lot of material. So as you see, I'm sharing my screen and this is in Canvas. Your screen is going to be very similar to this. I didn't put it in student view because it blocks some of the access, but you will have something very similar. So first thing you need to do is go to Equitable Access, load Equitable Access. Many of you probably have done this already. And you will see the text for the course, which is Revel for American Government, Roots and Reform, and this is the 2020 Presidential Election Edition. And you access courseware. Yours may be a little different because you're a student and I'm the instructor. But yeah, they love to have lots of click-throughs here. You clicked on the actual text and you will see it come out. And you will see that each week you have a series of assignments and due dates. These are going to be your first due date. And that would be this upcoming Thursday. So one thing you're going to have to get accustomed to is the pace of the course. So you have 3 assessments in this course, and there's reading quizzes, there's documentary quizzes, which are in Canvas, and then there are exams which are in Canvas. But the reading quizzes, you really have to read the material before you take them, otherwise you won't do well in the course. They are 15 points each. And let's go here. So we go to chapter 2, Constitution. The quiz is not going to be, okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. The quiz is not going to be in Canvas. It's going to be in your textbook. So make sure that you do the quiz in your textbook by the due date. This is linked with Canvas, so the grade you get on your quiz will go to Canvas. But I can't emphasize enough, you really have to read the material in this course. You will see things like journal entry. You don't have to do that. Don't worry about it. Just they put it in there anyway. It's just read each section. It's pretty well broken down, the sections and the topic. Conclusion, you don't need to do. And then you take the chapter quiz. And this is, my view here. So you take the quiz and it's going to be 15 questions. And you have to do that for each. So let's go back to the dashboard. And so next Thursday, you have chapter 2 by the end, and that would be due before 11:59 p.m. Then you have Saturday, do chapter 3. So we're not starting at chapter 1, but the way the system is set up, you only have the chapters that we will be going over in the class. So you don't have to worry about, oh, did I read the wrong chapter? You're going to see the date that it's due right here, and then you'll have to read and then take the quiz. And you see we have 10 chapters. We're skipping a couple, each with a due date. So make sure to review the material. So let's go back. Bear with me here, moving this thing. Okay. Okay, bear with me here. Let's get back in Canvas. Let's go to the home. And so that's equitable access. How equitable access works is, I believe you get the first couple of weeks for free, but then it charges you. And unfortunately, you don't have to do that. You can try to find the text elsewhere, but we're pretty much stuck with that, with this system, in order that you will be able to take the quizzes. If you try to find the text somewhere else, you won't be able to take the online quizzes. And so that's a problem. So you have to get the text through equitable access. So next we have the syllabus, and this is what I'm recording now will be put here, the video. The syllabus I'll go over next. And as you see, it has your basic information here. If you need to make an appointment, I am in the office most days this summer on the Imperial Valley campus, or we can do it via Zoom, that's fine, or telephone, doesn't matter. But you have to make an appointment first. So, course materials, we went over the Revel ebook that through equitable access, you have to get that. And then you have chapter lectures, which I've recorded for each chapter. And you can watch those before you do the reading, that's fine. That'll give you the basics. But if you just watch my lectures and then take the quiz, you're not going to do too well, because there's 15 questions and there's going to be material from the text that you will miss on the quiz. So I would, watch a lecture, get the basics, then read the chapter. The good news is you don't have much else to do. You have the chapter quizzes, you have the documentary quizzes, and then the exams. But again, it goes very quickly. So grades are pretty standard, except usually I have 100 points in my classes. I have 1,000 just because of the way the points are structured for this course. You see, we have 2 exams. One is June 9th, and this will be available in Canvas. You can use the study guide for it, and that's Friday, June 9th through Saturday, June 10th. And then you have exam 2, and that's June 30 through July 1st. And you have to work on these alone. Here's the chapter quizzes. There's 10, they're 30 points each, 15 questions. And there's no time limit on the quizzes. However, there are time limits on the exams. So you have 2 hours. And they are just multiple choice and true and false and matching. There are no essay questions. I know you're really disappointed. You wanted heavy duty essay questions. I can give you some if you'd like, just email me. So the chapter quizzes, 300 points. So it's almost a third of the grade. So again, I'm just emphasizing, make sure to watch the lectures, read the chapter, then take the quiz. Documentary quizzes are 25 points each. There's 4. And you just watch the documentary, and then you take the quiz in Canvas, not in the textbook. The only quiz you're taking within the ebook or the textbook is the chapter quizzes. Can't turn in things late. And you have time to go over this. I'm not going to go over all of that. A little about me. I live in Imperial Valley with my husband. We've been here for 6 years. I'm the chair of the Division of Professional Studies. I'm originally from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I have a PhD in public policy from University of Central Florida. I also have an MPA, master's degree. So here in the syllabus, it has your weekly schedule. And the weekly schedule is going to be very similar, with exception of the exam weeks. So we can go over that. So as you see, reading 1, chapter 2, the Constitution, it's in the Revel online ebook. Then you take the quiz. It says review 1 here, that's the chapter 2 lecture, which is recorded and in the Canvas module. And you can review that as well as the other videos to review that week before you take the quiz. That's fine. It's just listed like this here. Matter of fact, that may even help you do better in the quiz. So then you have watch your documentary here, and I'll have the link for each here as well as in Canvas. Canvas also has the link. And there's an important thing to do for for the documentary quizzes, which I'll go over later in just a second. Then you have reading 2, chapter 3, and then you have the quiz. Again, you can watch the lecture, you can watch the other videos in the module first, then read, then take the quiz. Probably that's the best way to do it. The week after that, very similar. This time is chapter 4 and chapter 5, a different documentary. After that, you have chapter 6 and the quiz and the lecture, similar for the first half of the week. Then the second half of the week, you have your exam, which is 50 questions, 2 matching in this case, and 30 multiple choice and true false. And then you repeat for the second half of the semester. So your chapter 7, chapter 8, you have a different documentary quiz. You have chapter 9, chapter 11, different documentary quiz. This is going to be a little bit different to get to this video because it's through PBS and through the library here. So you have to sign into the system. You'll go there and go through the steps that I've outlined in the Canvas module. But it shouldn't be too hard. If you have problems, let me know. And then the last week, again, we're racing through this 6 weeks. You have chapter 12, and then you have the exam, 40 multiple choice true false, and 1 matching section. So we'll go back to the Canvas, and I'm just going to go through module 1. So each module has an overview, and this breaks down every single item that you need to do. Don't get overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, so much stuff. Some of these are very short videos, and they're embedded in the module, which I'll show you in a second. So this just has a breakdown. And so you'll see it'll be broken down like this. The Constitution, here's the lecture. My lectures were recorded last year, forgive me. So there may be some old references that aren't up to date. They may be a year old, I apologize. If there's any mention of when things are due for the week, please refer to the dates in the module. Those will be the correct dates in Canvas. The day may be a day off because it was last year, so don't worry about that. You also have the PowerPoint slides here. And then for the first week, you have a TED Talk, which goes over Hamilton v. Madison. Go to the next, and here's your documentary, and it's embedded. And this is the key to doing well in the documentary quizzes. I've listed here 5 items that are related to the 5 questions in the quiz. So look at these, maybe even print these out, or just make note of them before you watch the documentary. And if you do, you'll go, oh, near the beginning of the documentary, the presenters mentioned Sir John Glubb's 6 stages of an empire over approximately 250 years or 10 generations. What are they? And you can just write it down, and you'll know that you're going to get all of these right. So this is just to pay attention to important parts of the presentation. So if you have that while you're watching it, making notes, you'll do fine on the quiz. And then you have chapter 3. Once again, you have my lecture here. And then you have a couple links to very short videos here. And it helps to watch these prior to reading and taking the quiz, I would say. Then you go, and then you're on to the module 2. And module 2 is very exact same setup here. Module 3 is different because you have an exam. So module 3, you'll go through. You'll have the chapter 6, the lecture. You have 1 video here, or 2 videos, 3 videos, excuse me. And they're very short, and they explain concepts, so that's good. You have the study guide here. So if you hit this, here, you can download it. This is just to preview it. I would print this out or have it as a separate file for the exam so you can refer to it during the exam. There's a lot of different material to learn about the federal government, different laws, different court cases. So it's good to have this as a reference. And then you have the exam itself, which is 50 questions, 30 multiple choice true false, and worth 6 points each, and then 2 matching sections with 10 items, they're worth 60 points each. And then it's only on the first material there, the first chapters that we're doing, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Back to modules. And then it repeats. So week 4, you have same thing, and this just breaks down each item. Again, these a lot are short videos, so don't get overwhelmed. There's a lecture, there's your videos. There's documentary here, there's the questions. So pay attention to these while you're watching this. And there's the documentary quiz. Then you go into the second chapter. Again, it's 6 weeks. It goes very quickly. You should set aside time, several hours for each. You have the chapter 8. You have the different videos to help you there. Some are linked, some are embedded, depending on each one. And then we go here, back to modules. And we have a similar module 6 at the end, where you have one chapter, the final chapter, chapter 12, and then the exam study guide, and then the exam. So before you know it, this course will be over, and you'll be much wiser, and will know a lot more about the federal government, which will help you in all of your classes, either CJ or PA majors. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I will meet with you either via Zoom or telephone, or I'm in the office over the summer. Just let me know. I appreciate you signing up for the course. If you have any further questions, please let me know. And I look forward to having a great, albeit very fast semester.